Yeah, I can go.
All right, Santa Paula.
Oh, you caught me off guard
I
there.
totally caught you off guard.
Wow, I wasn't ready.
We are live and in person. This show is going to last as long as my notebook battery will last.
Wow, you don't have it plugged in or what?
Well, I do, but I accidentally dropped my notebook and it bent the C plug.
You don't have a second plug in there?
And it won't
connect. So much time you got left?
We'll see.
Might be the shortest show ever.
We'll start with the important stuff first.
We might be signing off like in a minute.
Yeah. We'll start with the important stuff first, and then we'll go from there right after this.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.
Yeah, so I'm running off the laptop today, so you don't get to watch yourself up there.
I can't watch myself.
But I can see you. And yeah, you might want to bring your camera down just a hair. Just a tad.
That's beautiful. You didn't do the intro.
What intro?
You did the one that we closed with.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, you're off.
Cut. Take two.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
I told you we were only going to go as long as the battery would last.
And how long's the battery got left?
Well, apparently as long as I just ran that closing.
And that's it?
The wrong intro.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't the wrong intro, it was the right, because the show's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm watching myself on social media.
Are you?
I'm on here. So I can't see myself here. I can just watch myself on social media.
Okay. So how do you look?
Good as usual.
Yeah, nice.
You're okay too. So
anyway, we finalized the best of.
Yes, that's been finalized.
I have to say that I am terribly disappointed in myself.
Why is that?
Because I didn't really participate.
Yeah,
I had so much going on, and
you had so much potential to do well in this contest.
I know,
and you just kind of I get it. You were busy.
I was busy, and you know what? I didn't want to win all the categories I was in, so I thought I'd let somebody else win.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah,
okay, that's nice. Okay, so no, it was a great contest. It was about a 5-week contest. We had 62 categories.
Better than expected for participation.
We had over 16,000 votes.
That's amazing.
Our goal was about 10,000 votes, and we well exceeded it.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we had probably over 3,000 participants in the valley here that voted. It was like close to almost 4,000 participants.
Wow.
342 businesses were engaged.
340. Wow.
Yes, were nominated. Many of them, I think, all the chamber members were in there. All 200 were in there. So we had about 140 some non-chamber members that participated.
Nice.
And out of that, we had like 5 businesses join the chamber because of the event.
Nice.
So it was a good recruiting tool for us. We're going to go back to some of these other businesses and talk with them. We're going to do this next year too.
Yeah.
So we want to see how we can help get them engaged.
That's awesome.
There was some businesses that I thought were going to do much better. And I think it was just being the first year, it was one of those things where it's a learning lesson.
Right.
So I think we need to do a better job on our end to go and get the businesses engaged right away. Instead of just saying, here's the event, and they kind of just jumped in and we need to, but we didn't know. So we're trying to learn how to do the event. So, but we were more than happy with what ended up happening.
Yeah, like for example, if you have a store or something like that, having the QR code to where they could go in and vote for you.
Yeah, we handed those out we had like over 300 cards out, tabletops and stuff. I think almost every business got one. That
I saw some of the restaurants had them on their tables.
Yeah. So I think we distributed at least 1,000 total for the entire event.
Wow.
So we went through Santa Paula Fillmore and Pyru. So it was a good exercise. It was a good learning lesson. It was all positive. There was nothing that was negative about it, other than the fact that we need to maybe add more categories. We had 62 categories, which we actually added a few right before the event started. We were at 60. So we could easily go to 70, 80 categories easily.
Yeah, like best escape room, best magic shop.
Exactly.
Then all I have to do is just get one vote.
Yeah, exactly. Win by default, So
I'll walk on.
There you go. So why get enter it? I'll just hand you the certificate, So
exactly.
But it was good. We had a lot of people engaged, and it was good to see that a lot of their customers got engaged, and it was great. And so I got a lot of comments and a lot of good feedback. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna recognize all of them at our Chamber Awards on May 28th. We're not going to announce every name at the event. We're going to have the list of names on the board, and then we're going to have all of them that are there. We'll come up and we'll take a group photo, because if I try to do 60 of them, it's going to take like 3 hours to do that.
Right.
So we're going to we have a segment in our award show that we're going to have all the recipients of these awards. We're going to give them their certificates and stuff. And those that aren't there, we're going to go to their businesses and give them their certificates too, and take some photos and stuff too.
Very cool.
So, because I don't think we'll get all of them there. I think we have right now scheduled probably about 30 of them that I know will be there. But the rest of them, we can make the effort to go and talk with them and stuff and get them engaged too.
Cool.
So yeah, so it'll be a good.
And how many non-chamber members won?
Out of the 62, we had probably about 10 that were non-chamber members.
Okay.
So
good reason for those people to join.
Exactly. So it was good. And some of those winners were the ones that joined during the event.
Okay.
So the payoff was, they joined and they're part of the group, and they won. One good example is Tacos El Torazo downtown. They won for best taco and they're a new business, and
really,
they just got a lot of votes. People love their food. Their food's great. And they ended up winning the category.
Cool.
So it was kind of cool to see that, because they're just trying to get their stuff going and stuff. So
right.
No, it was really successful. We're going to post all the winners on the chamber website by tomorrow. I'm still working on that. They are on social media right now. If you go to the Santa Paula Times social Facebook page, Peggy Kelly posted everything on there for me, and we've been sharing it, but we'll have it up on the website probably by tomorrow and stuff too. So yeah, we're printing them their certificates. We're giving them a certificate in a frame, and that way they can hang it on their wall and stuff, and have for bragging rights for at least a year.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I win the Ventura award every year
for best magic shop.
No, for best art school.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
There's a lot of art schools out there.
I know, and I win every year,
mm-hmm.
Without even participating.
Oh, what does it cost you?
They want you to buy an $85 plaque.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. So in those regards, I think those things, like you see them hanging on the wall when you come up our stairs.
Yeah.
And I just stopped buying them because we were winning and I'm like, come on, nobody's voting for me. You're just giving me, because I bought a plaque. You're going, oh, these guys will buy one, so let's give them an award.
And we have the ability on our site, that our Best of SCRV site, that if they want to buy a actual trophy, they can buy one. But we're providing them with a certificate and in a frame that they can hang. So we're trying to keep our costs down. It's really inexpensive, but it gives them the recognition, and so yeah. So we don't believe in forcing our businesses to spend money because we decided to do a contest.
Right.
So, but we're going to provide them with a little something to just say yes. And then, the hopes if they're not chamber members, they do join the chamber at some
right.
point.
The value of the names that you now collected, as well as the businesses that will potentially join, is going to be value enough.
And they've got a month-long free marketing advertising.
Right.
So, so there's value in just that. Even with our existing members, to get a month-long worth of recognition and about their business is very valuable now.
So there's a lot of names, so I won't ask you to rattle through the name unless you can rattle through 60 names in 2 minutes or less.
Give me a category and I'll tell you who won.
Best restaurant.
best overall restaurant was El Capricho.
Nice.
So yeah, they actually won 4 other categories too.
And where are they?
So their categories, and I don't have it they won best breakfast. So if you haven't had breakfast there, you should go there. They won, I'm just trying to go through it's not in alphabetical order by businesses.
Where are they located?
They're on Main Street, downtown, right there by the clock tower. You'll see
Okay.
right there.
So they're right next to across the street from Santa Paula Trading, right next to the barbecue place.
By Palazzo Event Center, almost
Yep.
on the corner of 8th and Main, right in that area.
I know where they are.
Yep. They won best margarita. So if you like your margaritas, and they won best Mexican food.
Wow.
So yeah, so they got 4. So
Nice.
and they did a great job.
They were
marketing
hustling.
it. They did some social media advertising for it and did some great outreach. So they did one of the best jobs as far as marketing their business during that time.
What business got the most votes?
The most votes was actually through our best barbershop.
Really?
Yes, the top 2 vote getters for the barbershops were Godina's Barbershop and Gentleman's Barbershop. So that was the one that was a category that received the most votes.
Wow.
And I think Godina's had the overall. I got to clarify that, but I think they had the overall top vote getter. So so we had a couple, and they're all within.
That's
a handful of
surprising.
votes. Yeah, the barbershop.
You would think that the restaurants would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Because there was more the restaurants, there was more restaurants participating, so it kind of spread it out a little bit. But when it came to the barbershop, there was like 4, I think, in the category, and the top 2 were going head to head for a while.
That's nice.
So yeah, so it was
Friendly competition
going on. And they were going back and forth, which was great. So, but yeah, we had some great things. The top event of the year. What do you think that was?
What were the options?
You had the holiday parade.
Yes.
You had 4th of July. You had cruise night, and we had the Labor Day parade, so on. So
okay, so I'm gonna say that it's between cruise night and the holiday parade.
You are correct.
And the winner is cruise night.
Cruise night was the top one, and the holiday parade was number 2.
Yeah,
and followed by I think Labor Day and 4th of July were right there too. So yeah, so it was we had like best outdoor space, like a park area. So who do you think won that?
Best outdoor would be the park right over here. Harding? Not Harding. The one that's over by Vaughn's.
Teague Park.
Hmm?
Teague Park?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Best overall park was Steckel Park.
Steckel Park.
Yep. Just north of the community. So
okay.
It's everybody in the valley. So they qualify too to be in there.
Okay.
So Steckel Park, that's we go camping there all the time. It's a great location. So yeah. So they were by far the top winner.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, so we had we had the best salsa. Who do you think has the best salsa in town?
I would have no.
Come on, you're a salsa expert.
I am.
So you choose between ketchup. That's about as hot as you get.
Yeah,
right? Ketchup.
That's Is that considered salsa?
For you, yeah. There you go. So,
oh my god,
salsa, barbecue sauce, whatever. That's your category, right?
Yeah.
No, best salsa was Cocina 1912.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so congratulations
there.
to them.
They had the by far everybody's salsas in town are great, but they have a great selection of salsas, and they're overwhelmingly the winner on that one. So I got one for you. Who is the best burger?
The best burger
in town.
The best burger.
And don't just think little in mom and pops. You also got fast foods that are involved in this too.
Yeah. Best burger. Carl's Jr. No.
Best burger was the Draft.
The Draft.
The Draft had the best burger.
Well, you threw me when you said don't think it's just mom and pops.
That's why. But the McDonald's and some of the other ones were in the competition too. So
best burger. Okay.
Yeah. So then follow up is who had the best fries?
Ooh, McDonald's.
McDonald's was right there too. So no, the Draft has the best fries too.
Really?
They did a back-to-back there, winners.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love their fries and their onion rings and their
You should know you like that place.
I go there all the time.
So yeah, so we got, who is the best happy hour?
Me.
Well, sometimes you're happy. But look back here, we got the happy hour here.
I know.
No, the best happy hour was Park 1055.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one of our other new restaurants,
Yep.
the best dessert was Enzo's, which was surprising that they won.
Wow.
And they've got some good desserts there, So I was a little shocked at that one but people put that in there,
Best Dr. Pepper.
Best Dr. Pepper, yeah. The best gift shop.
Best gift shop is going to give me the top 5 options.
Well, I only have the winners listed.
Okay.
But gift shop, you look at Santa Paula Trading, Littlefields, you have E&D Boutique, you have who else is there in downtown or within the community? There's
E&D.
You're right, E&D. Yeah, E&D won that one. So but yeah, there's a whole list of people. Best catering went to Best Barbecue on Harvard. So there's best auto sales. Okay, so who sells cars? Yeah.
I'm going with Bunyan.
No.
Bunyan. Sorry.
Bunyan of Santa Paula. They were competed against their place in Fillmore.
Oh, and Santa Paula won?
Santa Paula won.
Nice.
So yeah, so next year that Fillmore is going to step up and do their thing too. But it wasn't just the two of them; it was also some independent auto people that sell too. So, so we have a full great list of everything. I'm just kind of looking who had the best event space.
Palazzo.
By far, Palazzo. We have a lot of great event spaces here in town.
Yeah,
but they won hands down too. So yeah, so we have best fast food went to Foster's Freeze. Surprisingly,
wow.
Yes, Foster Freeze won. They beat out McDonald's and all of them.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
good for them.
Yeah. So there was some great things, and just check out all the rest of them. There's a lot of different categories. Like our best eco-friendly business was Santa Paula Trading.
Really?
Yes. So they were eco-friendly. They also won for best thrift store as well. We had Anna Cider has for best live entertainment.
So I wouldn't consider, I guess they would be, that Santa Paula Trading would be considered a thrift store, but I guess technically they are.
They're a resale store, all that. Yeah. And they're eco-friendly store. They got a lot of stuff like that. Best antique store went to Littlefields.
Okay.
She's got a lot of antique stuff.
Yes, she does.
New stuff and everything too. So it was very spread out. It was good to see there was a lot of winners, which was great. We tried to spread it out as much in the category. We did find out that there's some businesses that just don't quite fit in a category. So they were kind of like in a specialty category. So which really wasn't, we can expand on that for next year. So
yeah, like escape room and magic shop. Where would escape room go?
It would be in a specialty business kind of thing. So that had a lot of businesses in it, and we need to break it up because it's just too many.
Yeah.
Our best business services. Who had our best business services in town? So
Chamber.
No. We don't qualify.
Oh, okay.
So Mighty Santa Paula Times.
Nice.
Best business service in town.
Awesome.
Which is well deserved because they provide the best information for the community. Peggy Kelly and her staff does a great job. So anyway,
I didn't win anything, is what you're saying.
You were a close 9th. So, so you'll get your participation trophy.
Oh, goody.
Soon, but anyway, so yeah, please check out the website. Starting tomorrow, we'll have it up. Look on social media. There's a lot of business that are commenting on that. We're going to do a celebration. We're going to do a recognition on the 28th. And we're also going to be going to businesses that have won, or they're going to take their pictures with their team and all that stuff too. So we got a lot of work to do in the next 2 months here. So try and get everybody covered.
So we got Coffee with the Cops coming up tomorrow.
Coffee with the Cops tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, May 8th. It's going to be from 8 to 10 o'clock at 1055 East Main Street, Park 1055. We're going to be, you come in, grab a cup of coffee, grab a muffin. We're making some muffins too. Park 1055 is providing muffins and coffee. They're also doing a breakfast special for $15. They're going to do this parquet special breakfast for that morning. So a couple eggs, some bacon or ham, and some other stuff that they're going to do. So we ask people, please join, have a conversation with the officers, and the chief will be there, and then grab some breakfast, and help support a small business. Park 1055 has been very generous in the community, and we'd love to see more people come in and support them. And you get a chance to talk with the owners too. The owners will be there. We'll be there, and then the officers will be there. So it's a kind of a casual setting, and we might be outdoor in the patio area. And but yeah, it'll be kind of cool to do that. So.
Nice. All right. Well, What time is that from?
That's from 8 to 10 in the morning.
8 to 10. I have to do some filming at 10 o'clock. So
come in, grab a muffin and a coffee or whatever you drink. And
yeah,
I don't think you drink coffee, do you?
No, hot chocolate.
Oh, I don't know if they have hot chocolate, but we'll see.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. So one other thing too, since one last thing I have is the Chamber Awards.
Yes.
So that is May 28th. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to celebrate. We're going to recognize our winners for our best of Santa Clara River Valley, but we're also honoring the Citizen of the Year, the Businesses of the Year, and so on. So we've got a really great list of recipients this year. Our Citizen of the Year is Gabino Aguirre, longtime Santa Paula resident, former mayor, former city council member. He's doing great work he has his works with, does with Poder Popular down there on Mill Street. He's got his facility there. He works with a lot of other organizations, works with the Ventura County Community Foundation, handling the New Isabella project that we've had. So, and so we're honoring him for all the work he's done over the years. We've worked with him numerous times with the census, with business outreach, now with the Isabella project, so well-deserved honor. We're looking forward to that.
We are going to most likely be a partner, Isabella project partner.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that too. So I'll just run through the list real quick. We have our Small Business of the Year is Palazzo Event Center. So another well-deserved for everything they do.
Let me ask you, who decides what the awards are and who the winners are?
We have a process where over like the last several months, I've been getting some suggestions from the public. We've done public outreaches before with not much success. So what we do is we get people to I have a lot of people that I know, some businesses are recommending them. So this year we got probably about 10 or 15 recommendations for different types of businesses, but ultimately the chamber board decides. We compile a list of worthy recipients, and then we have our executive board, who's our selection committee, and we go through it all. We present it to the general board, and then we go back and we finalize everything, which we just did last week. But yeah, that's how we determine it. And we look at all things. One, they should be a chamber member. They have to be a chamber member. Two, we look at what they've done over the last year and how they've contributed and what kind, it's been, and contributed not to us, but to the community as a whole. And some of them even longer. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes each year that we do that. And somebody always ends up popping up. We started January and we're like, oh, who do we select? And then from there till about now, we start getting these names coming in, flowing in and stuff. So we compile the names, and then here we go. We've done, like I said, a public outreach with not much success. It's usually the usual people that come in, but we try not to do repeats. We've only had a handful of repeats, but it just depends on what they do. Some people do really well from year to year,
So has the House of Magic or myself ever been mentioned?
No. See, you got to nominate, got to nominate yourself too. You can nominate yourself.
Yeah.
Throw your name in the hat too. So, but we start this in January. That's when we start discussing this. So anyway, so the other recipients, we have Athens Services is our large business of the year.
Good.
And for all they're doing, and right now they're working on sustainability stuff, and so more than worthy as well. Our nonprofit of the year is Women's Economic Ventures, Weave, for all they've done with us for their Emprendimiento program and helping support our small businesses here with business training. They've done probably now about 30 some businesses here in town that they provided free training. So we're recognizing them. Our community service award is Jenny Arana, current president of Rotary, volunteer for numerous things from 4-H to FFA, she's a local realtor. And then our business beautification award goes to Cocina 1912, the restaurant, for what they've done, how they rehabilitated that building back to like it's kind of its original state. 2 buildings they did. So we're recognizing them. We're also doing a public service award that's selected by the city, and it's going to Juan Olmos, who's the advisor for the Santa Paula Police Explorers and their Explorer program. He helped revitalize that program. Since COVID, they kind of went away a little bit, and so now he's brought it back, and they're strong now. They're a strong group. We also have we're also going to give a special recognition award to Miss Stephanie Becerra. And that award, we're thanking her for all her years of service, 6 years with the chamber. Also, she's part of Rotary. She's part of the Educational Foundation too. She's doing a lot of community work as well. So, but we wanted to recognize her for all that she's done, mainly with us, and how she's touched all of our businesses. We couldn't do anything without her, and she helped our chamber grow over the years too. So we're going to recognize her. And now she retired from the chamber, but she's coming back as a volunteer.
Nice.
So she's going to be part of our new ambassador program we're going to be discussing soon. So she's going to help lead that. And then finally, our Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Ray Frutos. For those of you that know Ray, a longtime Santa Paulan. He's been involved, Vietnam vet. He's part of the Mercer Prieto VFW group. I think it's post 2043. He also is part of the Little League, Harding Park area over there. He's coached, he's umpired, been on the board, you name it. He does a lot of stuff with the youth. Just a fantastic guy. So I see him once a month at the train depot. The VFW is there. They do their meeting there. So really worthy, just a fantastic guy, always giving. And they provide the, they present the colors when they do any kind of an event. They do funerals. They help anybody that's a military veteran, a veteran, they go out there. And so he leads all that, and he's helped build that program back up. So well worthy of the award too.
So no award for recognition of like best broadcast,
not yet,
or best informational.
Well, we were thinking about going to a 10th category, but when we decided to put the best of Santa Clara River Valley in there, we had to drop that award this year.
Oh,
so
what was the 10th award?
That was going to be the best broadcast. So we had to sacrifice something. So
I'm always on the chopping block.
I know. 1 year we'll give you a recognition. I'll how about a hug this year?
Yeah, okay, I'll take a hug.
But tickets are on sale. You go to the chamber website. They're $75. And we're going to feature several local restaurants. We do this every year. It's not a sit-down dinner. It's kind of a casual mixer type setting at first. You go around, you try different foods, you talk to the business owner, the restaurant owners, get to know them a little bit. And then the hope that they go after and frequent their restaurants. And some of them that do actual catering, because of our events, they've actually got catering gigs, which was kind of cool. But it helps promote the restaurants. We use anywhere from 12 to 15 businesses to help put this event on, local businesses. So we try and do that. Now, at first, we used to just hire one person to do it all. Now we want to get involved in the community. So now we do more. We bring in more people from our community, and it helps support them too.
And get your tickets fast, because it's almost already filled up.
We have we just started selling tickets this week, and we've already got commitments for probably 3/4 of the place already.
Yeah.
So I would advise people,
don't wait.
They want to buy tickets. We're cutting it off at 200. So right now we're probably have about a commitment of about 150, 160 people right now. So get your tickets fast. I want it to be a sellout. So
yes.
But yeah, so because that and we're cutting it off at 200 because we're asking our small businesses to come in and provide food, and I want to make sure we have enough food for everybody, so we can't go too much, And
this year the city address will not be done.
No.
So the event will be
strictly
on the shorter side.
Maybe because we've added 4 new categories this year. Last year we only gave away 5 awards. This year we're giving 9 or 4 new categories. Yeah, 4 additional categories.
Okay.
So, and then plus we're doing the best of Santa Clara Valley. It's about a 2-hour event, not counting the mixer portion with the food. So overall, it should be from about 5:30 to about 8:30 and stuff. So, but the program is about 2 hours, and that's going to be for the first 15, 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes. We're going to do the best of Santa Clara Valley, and then the remaining hour and a half, we're going to do the recipients. So it should be a quick program. We don't have the long state of the city address. So we're going to, even our chamber stuff, we're not going to really go through a whole thing of what the chamber, I usually do about 20 minutes or 15 minutes of what the chamber's been doing. We're not going to do that. We're going to get right into the awards. It's all about our recipients. We'll put something on our program to go to the chamber website to see what we're doing. We'll put on our one page on there to show all the events we're doing. And if they want more information, they can always reach out to us. But it's not as much about us as it is about our recipients. So we're gonna help provide that. And let's focus on the people that do good work in the community. So yeah,
even if they're not recognized.
Yeah, you want me to say something about you too? I'll thank you. Hey, you're on my flyer, okay, as a sponsor, so you're getting some recognition.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so you're on that flyer.
Okay.
You'll be in the program too. So,
All right.
so I'll put your name in the corner there somewhere. But
I want a public display of a hug.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
So just say, unless your wife does that, okay. So maybe an air hug from a distance. There you go. So, but anyway, so it's going to be it's a different event without the State of the City. First time in years that we haven't done the State of the City. State of the City is going to be a couple weeks later. The city's working on that. Chamber's a sponsor of it. We're not actually we're partnering with them, but we're sponsoring the event for them. But they're going to put it together, and they're going to do it in probably 2 or 3 weeks later, and it'll be at the Agricultural Museum.
Okay.
So look for information on that, and that'll be their time to show. They want to show what's going on in all their departments and let their department heads speak, and kind of what they do in council meetings, they get the reports. But they're going to be in a more casual setting, and it'll be more like a networking setting. So we're going to provide the chamber's going to provide the food through their sponsorship. And then we're going to, and then they'll have each department will have a table and stuff that they can set up and just kind of showcase what they have.
Nice.
So a little different approach, and we're happy with that we did split it up. Now we're going from one good event to 2 good events.
Yeah, and if people can't pay, that now they can attend the city because that one has to be for free.
Yeah, that's going to be a free event. And so and we wanted to make it that way too. So there's been some stuff through the legislation that kind of forced the chambers to kind of move away from that. And so we decided to do it as a separate event this year.
Nice. So, anyway. All right. Believe it or not, we went 30 minutes and I still have some battery.
Okay. So what else? What do you have going on?
Well, we're gonna have a hypnotist for the first time. On May 17th. Nice. So that should be fun. It'll be the first time we've done that. Our improv is actually coming up this Friday because we had a conflict, so we ended up making it on the second Friday. And because we're doing the hypnosis show, we decided not to do the Spellbound show. So we're gonna focus on that. And Project Harmony is now Project Heart. Which I thought was kind of cool because the mayor kept talking about the community and the heart of the community and all this kind of stuff, and so I thought, we named it Project Heart prior to that, and it just so happened it coincided with his little speech about community. Nice. So,
where can they get information on that?
You can go to the House of Magic, thomagic.org, and right at the very top there's a link for Project Heart. And it will give you all the information. It'll give you the actual business plan. There's a flip book on there that you can scroll through and take a look at the plan itself. And we are progressing nicely with Masonic Temple. So keep your fingers crossed.
And there's a way they can donate to the program too?
That is on that page as well. There's a donate button there.
Nice.
And we are on a $1 million in 30-day campaign right now.
Very ambitious.
Very ambitious. Very ambitious. But sometimes it could just take 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, you just got to find those people that have a passion for the arts too.
Yep. And I just read not a couple days ago that they're actually considering shutting down the National Endowment for the Arts. Which if they do that, that's going to be a real shame, and it's going to affect a lot of places with arts programs. But you know what? We don't need the government. We need the American people, and we are capable of supporting and taking care of ourselves. So
there's a lot of people out there that have a passion for the arts and stuff that can help fund some
have the means.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and we just got to find that one.
Yeah, exactly. So it takes a little while, but you'll get it. You know, we can't always be dependent on the government for what's going on. It's great when they can, but it's not forever.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that there's a lot of instability right now. So we really need to focus on the individual donor who shares in our passions. So
yeah. So good. So I have a question about your hypnotist. I don't believe in all that stuff. So does it work?
So, all right. You want me to give you a quick rundown on hypnosis?
Okay.
Okay. So hypnosis it's almost like when you dream. Okay. So our subconscious mind implants these suggestions or these thoughts into our head.
Okay.
And so when you're dreaming, it feels real. It feels like you're actually experiencing what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you're kind of like, oh, I kind of remember what happened, but I don't remember what happened. And so what hypnosis does, some people are more susceptible. And a lot of people think it's the weak-minded people that are susceptible to it. It's actually the people who can really focus that are more susceptible, because they have to follow the words. If they're the type of person who's going through it and going, I don't feel any different. I wonder if it's working. Doesn't feel like it's working. Oh, look, maybe it's not working. And they're not going to get hypnotized because they're too busy in their head.
Yeah.
You know? So what hypnosis basically does is it sets you into your subconscious mind.
Okay.
And then there are suggestions that are implanted into your subconscious. Suggestions don't last. Like, for example, one suggestion might be, snap my finger, you're going to feel a shock.
Okay.
That might happen for the next 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
If I never do anything else after that, they can snap and you're not going to feel a thing. Okay. But for the first few minutes, if I snap and you are under that suggestion, you'll feel a shock. And it's like, ooh. So there's ways that hypnotists can test. Like, for example, they can have everybody in the crowd take their hands, put it together like this. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine that you're putting glue on your hands. So just imagine taking glue, putting it on your hands. Now join your fingers and bring your hands together. And as the glue starts to set, your hands will start to lock. And as it locks, it will become increasingly more difficult to pull your hands apart. And I want you to feel that glue really starting to set. And so as you're doing this, you say, okay, now take your hands apart. And there'll be people who go like that. And then there'll be people that are like this. Mm-hmm. Those people are more susceptible to the suggestions. Those are the people you want to come up.
That's what he's going to pick on.
Yeah. And so there's like little tests that they'll do in the audience to find out who those people are.
Okay.
And then you'll notice that throughout the evening, as they're doing things, they may notice like somebody might look like this and, try to figure, what am I supposed to be doing? They'll tap them on the shoulder and they'll excuse them and have them sit down, because they don't want the perception of, oh, everybody's just faking it. And so, when you get hypnotized, like, for example, to stop smoking, it takes a long period of time and many, 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 many suggestions that get implanted into your subconscious to make it finally stick. Because the first time you leave there, you might pick up a cigarette and go, ooh, this tastes terrible. But then 5 minutes later, you're like, oh my gosh, I love it, but then you keep going to these sessions, and longer by longer, it's like, ooh, it's got a weird taste to it. And, so it's not hocus pocus. No. It's not magic. There is a science to it. But not everybody is even remotely close to being susceptible to it.
Well, that'll be an interesting evening.
Yeah.
To watch that.
And
It's the first time you guys have done this, right?
Yep.
Wow. They're going to hypnotize you?
I can't be hypnotized.
Why?
Because I don't have the focus.
That's me. I don't have the focus for it either. So
I'm like ADHD.
I'm not a good candidate for that. I'd be the guy opening my eye,
on
stage,
just
to make sure. But that sounds interesting, though.
It is. And, and a good hypnotist wants people that are legitimately, like, you're never going to do anything against your will. For example, if I say to you, oh my gosh, it's hot, take some clothes off, you'll mimic taking your clothes off. And the more they force it, no, really take your clothes off, you'll be like, wait, what? No, what? No.
Yeah. Okay.
So if they try to strong arm you, or if they try to force you into something, like, if they said, you have a gun and you're going to shoot this person, you'll go like this. And you'll go, But you're not going to take a real gun and kill somebody. He'll just snap you right out because you're not, even though it's in the subconscious, you're still conscious.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to do anything that is deliberately against your will. Now, if you're an assassin, you might pick up the gun and shoot him because you do that anyways.
Well, the only time I saw that kind of hypnotizing and stuff was the movie Shallow Hell.
Oh yeah.
That's my perception of it.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it's like that, but that's my perception of it, So, so anyway.
Yeah, that suggestion lasted way too long.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it was funny, but it was just like, I'm like, is that how it really is? There's like a trigger word or something. I'm like, I don't know. But I can see that if people even like for weight loss and like say quit smoking and all that, I can see where that could come into play.
Yeah.
So come see your show. When is it?
7:00, May 17th.
Nice.
And you can go to thomagic.org to get the tickets. And with that, we're about 40 minutes into the show. So
there's a lot to talk about. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So
So we will see you all next week. And now I'm going to play the opening because I did the closing first. So now I'll play the opening last.
Okay.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.